If you would ask someone 30 years ago if they would want an exciting horror experience, they would say, sure, let's go watch a horror movie. But well, now things are a little bit different. You can find horror experiences in so many places. But what's better than actually living it through a video game? Here we present to you the top 10 scariest video games ever. Stay tuned for Scary Experience. Before we start, make sure to subscribe so that you can discover some super interesting information every day. Number 10. Clock Tower. It was developed and published by Human Entertainment on December 13, 1996 in Japan, and later published by ASCII Entertainment on October 1, 1997 in North America and February 1998 in Europe. You didn't think that a game that old would make it on this list, huh? Well, if you're surprised now, wait to see all the others on our list. I think you will further be surprised, so sit tight and stay tuned for exciting games. This title first arrived on the SNES, where it is played in a point-and-click game genre. Its story focuses on orphans who are adopted by a wealthy man living in the titular of the Clock Tower Mansion. It was unusual for its time, but it still managed to be a frightening game thanks to its unsettling atmosphere packed with psychological terror. Man, as if orphans did not have it bad enough as it is already. Number 9. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. This is another frightener for a Nintendo console. This survival horror instead focuses on a mansion in Rhode Island. It's a third-person experience where it centers on Alexandria, a woman who is investigating her grandfather's death, who soon discovers a book linking her into characters from different periods, which the player gets to control as well. The takeaway of the Eternal Darkness is the patented sanity meter. As the meter depletes, the camera angle begins to skew, the terrifying sounds become more intense, and well, there's another more insane thing even for a game. It also makes you begin to see things that aren't there. This idea alone is scary, don't you think? Would you even dare to play this game? Let us know in the comments section below. Number 8. System Shock 2. Expecting a trip under the sea in this game? Well, seems fun, but nobody would have ever taken the plunge if it wasn't for this outing in Von Braun. Awakening on a seemingly derelict spaceship, players must scavenge to survive against hideously mutated crew members and a malevolent AI that's pulling the strings in the background. It is difficult, complex, and oozing with atmosphere. System Shock 2 is as much of a classic of the PC gaming genre in general as it is one of the scariest games of all time. Number 7. Siren. Siren, known as Forbidden Siren in the PAL region, is a survival horror stealth game developed by Project Siren, a development team within SCE Japan Studio, and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 2 in 2003. Known as Forbidden Siren in Europe, this scary health survival horror creates a story about characters in a Japanese village who are interconnected, able to see and hear what each other experiences. The huge amount of disturbing content packed into this game caused it to get banned. The real terror here comes from the fact that you can never fully kill the disturbing horrors that you face throughout the game, encouraging you to run and hide rather than go in guns blazing. Number 6. Dead Space. Dead Space is a 2008 survival horror video game developed by EA Redwood Shores and published by Electronic Arts for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows. The debut entry in the Dead Space series, it was released in North America, Europe, and Australia. Speaking of guns blazing, even in space, if no one can hear you scream on a spaceship, there's plenty of opportunities to wail like a little girl. Taking some heavy inspiration from Event Horizon and System Shock 2, Dead Space does alone on a spaceship horror like nobody else ever. Even though it's the most action-oriented game on this list, there's still enough surprisingly terrifying game experiences to keep you on your nerves from start to finish, or in many cases, even a short time afterward. Number 5. Condemned. Criminal Origins. This is a first-person survival horror video game developed by Monolith Productions and published by Sega. It was launched worldwide in 2005 on the Xbox 360 with a Microsoft Windows version released later in 2006. Few things are as effective in psychological horror as the first-person perspective. Condemned takes a nerve-wracking experience to new heights while focusing on melee combat, meaning that you get to feel every crowbar blow your unlucky protagonist takes to the face. Much like most horror games, your flashlight is your best friend in this game. and most long pauses are followed by moments of hair-raising panic. Number 4. Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is a 2001 survival horror video game published by Konami for the PlayStation 2 and developed by Team Silent, part of Konami Computer Entertainment Tokyo. Feeling old when I mentioned PlayStation 2, huh? Yet this game is still one of the top games among all the other brand new games right now. Only gamers who have managed to make it out of the Silent Hill town understand how fundamentally freaky it is, making this the scariest fictional town in America. Better than the original, the sequel follows James Sunderland on his search for his dead wife, which makes Silent Hill 2 so horrifying, yet so satisfying as a story. And what is more interesting is that the cursed town draws upon the darker elements found in the psyche of its guests. Number 3. Slender, the 8 Pages. Getting scared doesn't have to cost a thing. This free-to-play PC game will make you scream and quiver in fear without ever showing any blood. The premise is simple. You're dropped into the woods and need to retrieve 8 pages while you're being pursued by the Slender Man, a faceless ghoul that awaits you at every turn. Sealing the package is a pulsating drumming sound that grows in your ears and turns your stomach. And yes, the sequels are just as scary. Number 2. Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is a survival horror adventure video game developed and published by independent Swedish game development studio Frictional Games. It was released in 2010 for Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux, in 2016 for the PlayStation 4, in 2018 for the Xbox One, and in 2019 for the Nintendo Switch. Looks like this game is everywhere, which makes it one of the most successful horror games out there, surpassing the scars of the original. Here you go alone to explore a dark and foreboding castle filled with puzzles and obstructions where you must find the way without getting eviscerated by roaming monsters. Oh, and one more thing. You can't fight back, all you can do is hide. But again, hiding for too long or looking directly at the monsters will cause your sanity to skyrocket, spreading hallucinations towards you. I guess with this game, adult diapers are mandatory. Number 1. Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame, or the Japanese title known as Project Zero in European title, Project Zero is a Japanese survival horror franchise with, as of February 2015, 5 installments, 2 spin-offs, 2 special editions, and a remake. It is based on a true story that casts you as a girl searching for her brother. Of course, she must find him in a haunted mansion filled with evil ghosts. Your only weapon is the camera obscura, an antique that can photograph and exorcise spirits. The Fatal Frame takes the top spot on our list for surrounding you with invisible horror, forcing you to stare your demon straight in the face, and for literally making you into a defenseless little child. Would you play any of those games after everything we mentioned in this video? Or have you already tried any of these experiences? Let us know in the comment section and share your thoughts and experience. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you don't wake up in one of these games one day. I said what I said. See you next time. Bye.